Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. We're just. Hi, Selene.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
We're just gonna wait a few minutes, a couple of minutes, and see if we get more people joining us. Hello, hola, Nacheli. Hello, Yusang. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. I hope you all have fun. And we have Selene here from the National Ballet of Canada. And we'll start in a couple of minutes. If you guys have any questions for Selene, please write them in the comments. And yeah, we'll be making sure that she answers your questions. We're very excited. How are you, Selene?
Good. I had a really nice day, actually.
Oh, yeah? What did you do?
I got some fresh air and I rode my bike for about 2 hours along the lake, and it was quite beautiful scenery and peaceful, and I was able to distance myself from other people. So, yeah, it was perfect.
Great. I love that. Very important. As you guys know, we are all in pretty much lockdown, and but it's still somewhat safe to go out and enjoy the sunshine, because that's probably gonna do wonders for our mental health. And yeah, good. Do you guys like riding a bike? Let me just say hi to everyone that's joining. So as you guys know, Selene is from Mexico. So we have some Mexican people joining us today. All right. Hello from Amara and Pamela. They are regular students of ours at the fifth, and we love them very much. All right. Also, you guys can send questions in Spanish because we can both understand the questions. Portuguese, I'm gonna give it a try if you guys want to, if there is anyone joining us from Brazil. And I guess English. Maybe Momoka wants to translate if there is any Japanese here and there. Okay, shall we start?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So, hi, Selene. Why don't you start by introducing yourself? Where are you from? And how was your origins? How did you start dancing? Maybe which school did you go to? And how did you go about joining the National Ballet of Canada? Whatever you guys you want to tell us about your origins, I love that.
Yeah. My name is Selene, like you introduced me already. I'm from Mexico City, and I went to the National Ballet School in Mexico for 6 years before coming to Canada to do the summer program at the National Ballet School here in Canada. And that was my audition, and I was accepted into the full program. And I was very excited about that because I always wanted to finish my studies abroad. I didn't think of Canada exactly. Canada just happened. But I'm very, very happy and grateful that it did. And then when I came to the ballet school here, it was a pretty big change, obviously, culturally, and I didn't speak English, and I had to go to high school. And but at the same time, I felt really prepared with the training that I had in Mexico. So I'm just really grateful of the combination of training that I had both in Mexico and then here at the National Ballet School. I felt like I really like my sense of dancing and my ability was really good, and here it was just more like polishing and just putting everything together to become a professional dancer. But yeah, just for anybody from different countries that think about studying abroad, I think it's something that's totally doable. And I felt super prepared with the way I had trained in Mexico coming here. So I just want to like share that with everyone that might think of, you know, going to a different school in a different country. It was really fun and exciting. Now looking back, I'm like, oh, I was really brave. I feel like with age, I'm less and less brave as I used to be.
That happens to all of us.
Yeah. What else?
Um, do you think the language was a barrier? How do you find that coming to Canada? Because as we know, a lot of people may speak English in Mexico, but that's not necessarily the case for a lot of them either. So how do you feel about coming to a different country and not only struggling with the cultural shock, but also the language barrier?
I think for dance, we're lucky that it wasn't an impediment. Obviously, for my personal life, yeah, and academics, that was tough. But I had amazing ESL teachers and amazing friends that were super helpful. And also, I think it was really nice to see that the National Ballet School here had a lot of international students. So just to see that other people went through the same thing, and I saw them all like speaking fluent English, made me feel like I will be able to do it as well. But yeah, just like it was a it was teamwork. Everyone was super helpful, and it happened quite fast. Like you're just absorbing so much every day that like if you also like talking to your friends and communicating, you have to learn the language. So yeah, I think it was frustrating at times because I wanted to be able to express myself, but that also pushed me to learn faster. But in ballet, I think we're lucky in the sense that you can go anywhere in the world and take a ballet class. So that's a plus.
Agree. I agree. When I went to school in Philadelphia and I didn't know any English at all. So literally the only thing I knew was like washroom and I'm hungry and can you repeat that for the combinations? So, but yeah, like Selene says, I think ballet is a wonderful way of joining another culture. Why don't you tell us about your company life? How long have you been with the National Ballet of Canada? And what do you like the most about being a professional dancer in a professional major dance company? And yeah, all of that.
I feel like I lost count. I've been there for a while. I think this is my 13th or 14th year in the company. So I feel like I'm a very seasoned dancer. Like I'm not new anymore.
I agree. You are.
um, I don't know. It's been pretty amazing. Some things that you'd never expect, and others that like you see in movies, like growing up, and you're like, oh, I hope to one day do that. And I feel like reaching to do those little things that growing up seemed like so far away from like achieving has been amazing, or like working with people that I had seen like in a movie or like in a big poster or in a video, like, and getting to know them as normal people. I think those are the best things, making a connection on a personal level with people that you used to think might have been like like stars growing up in your childhood.
Right.
Be able to now like work on the same level as them. I think
Can
that's
you name? Sorry. Can you name a few of those people that like made? I don't know. Maybe you saw them in the movies or whatever.
yeah, center stage, like Ethan Stiefel from
Right.
center stage. He came and like guest with us a few years ago, and like that just seemed like so surreal. Yeah.
Great. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Paloma Herrera. I mean, I don't know, so many really. Like the list is long now. Tamara Rojo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were you in the company? You definitely were in the company when Baryshnikov has come sometimes, right?
Yeah, but they didn't tell us. He was just at a party, and I mean, I saw him at a party, but I didn't want to approach him because it didn't feel like the right thing to do. But from far away, I did see him.
I feel like it doesn't matter which rank you are, which company you're dancing with. I feel like you always get starstruck. At least I know that happens to me. So every time I go to the company to your shows and like I don't know, I see even Heather or Guillaume or Sonia. Oh my gosh, I get so starstruck. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm seeing them so close.
Yeah, and Baryshnikov, he seemed pretty busy, so I didn't want to like, annoy him.
I'm pretty sure he's a busy guy for sure. All right. So I would like to ask you, what's your best memory of your whole dance career? Maybe, of course, it's probably going to be a very hard question. If you want to name a few, that's totally fine. It can be on stage, off stage, during a rehearsal. I don't know, some sort of memories that you can remember.
I feel like that's a really hard question because it's just like a lifelong thing, and just to be able to choose one thing, I feel like it's impossible, and I don't want to miss out anything good. But I think just the overall experience of being a dancer, like I think like I tend to forget like what that actually means and the exposure that I've had in life because of dance, and the fact that I've been able to travel to all these places, and I've been exposed to so many amazing things, and just the lifestyle. It's pretty different, and it's full of like sacrifices and hard work, but I think like it's pretty cool that I get to dance for a living. So I just need to not take that for granted, and just remind myself of that. But yeah, I don't think I could pick like a performance or an experience. Yeah. Sorry, too hard of a question.
I know, I'm sorry. How about this? Any funny memory that you can think of? I know I've fallen on stage so many times that I can't even pick one.
I have like a few like unprofessional, really funny moments that I can think of, like laughing uncontrollably with my partner and like not being able to stop and just like being super worried that people can see us and just not being able to stop laughing. Like
On stage?
yeah, and
Oh,
like trying to and it was just so fun and just so dangerous at the same time, and like we're doing partnering, and yeah, that's one. And another one, yeah, definitely falling. I've fallen so many times, but one, I think my best fall, and I think it's pretty memorable in the company. We have this tradition that for Nutcracker, when it comes to the bows, like people start like bringing little pieces from the choreography and putting it in the bows, or some parody, or like something, or like you try to show off and like do something. And usually, like I would do like a big jump or something like that that most people do in this third role. But one day I decided to take it to the next level and do a pencil turn into an arabesque. But I forgot how slippery the floor was. So I like got on stage and I did a pencil turn into arabesque, and then my supporting leg just went under, and I just like fell flat on my face, and by myself like just bowing after the show. So it was really funny and really stupid of me to have chosen that, because it was way too risky and it was not necessary, but it made my friends stay. So
that's great. And I'm pretty sure everyone else that was watching was having a good time. Maybe not so good for you, things though.
Yeah.
One thing that I like to ask you, because apparently this is something that people want to know, which kind of point shoes do you wear and how do you break them in? Because I know that this is a ritual, a personal ritual for ballerinas around the world. So yeah, you want to share that with us?
Yeah. Well, I feel like it depends where you are in your career, and it's also very personal. And I feel like it took me about 8 years to find the perfect point shoes. And I was wearing Freeds, and I was wearing the Maker C, and I was really happy. Everything just like fit perfectly to my foot. All of the specs were good, and then that Maker just disappeared. So after that, it was hard for me to find a new Maker. Like nothing seemed to work. And then I wore Gainer for a couple years. They were super helpful, and they really tried to accommodate all of my needs. And then after I had a baby, coming back to training in ballet, I felt like I needed to go back to Freeds, but I still didn't have a Maker. And one of my fellow dancers who retired last year, she had some really amazing point shoes that were almost my size, almost my specs, but a really good Maker. So I tried them on, and I realized that I needed to make sure I like those shoes. And now I've been inherited all of her shoes. So I have this beautiful L Maker free point shoes that I really, really love. They might not fit perfectly, but I know that they look good on my feet. But they're super light.
You were mentioning that you had to change your shoes after you had your baby. So do you want to tell us about your process of getting back to dance after your baby? She's beautiful, by the way.
Definitely the most challenging thing I've ever done in my life. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I bet. Anyway, how did you prepare, or how do you went back to work after having your baby?
I think the most important thing was to set realistic goals and like try to be patient, because I knew I was gonna like work as hard as I could, and I think discipline is so instilled in us dancers. But also, I think if you don't have realistic goals and if you're not kind to your body, like it might be really frustrating. So yeah, I wanted to give my body the time so I could like come back as strong as I wanted to. And I think that's the key.
I think, like you say, it's very, very important to give yourselves enough time. And I wanted to ask something that not many people ask. What is the one thing that you struggle with technically? I know we all see these professional dancers, and you guys are beautiful, and we all think that you probably don't have any technical issues, but we're all human, and I'm pretty sure we do. So, what's the one thing that you're like,
Well, I mean, there's so many things. You can't just like pick one. I think like it's just like a working progress, like for the rest of your like dancing days. There's always going to be something that you're like polishing, and it's just like all of the little things. I don't know. Um, it really is like an overall thing, because if you just look at your own dancing, like you don't just see like one struggle. Like
right.
the whole thing is just gonna be a struggle, and there's always like something they're gonna be working on. But I don't know, like footwork is something that I feel like I'll never be satisfied with my footwork. Like it's something
Right.
that I think about, and like the more I think about it, the more I see it, the more I see how much more I can do and things like that. I don't know, my upper body or like keeping my shoulders down, that's definitely gonna be a lifelong struggle for sure. I don't know, so many other things.
All right.
The repertoire and what you're working on, like every time that you approach a different style or different choreography, like you're gonna like struggle a bit, or it's gonna take a little bit of time for it to sink in, and so yeah.
Right. And opposite to that question, what is the one thing that you'll be like, I'm really good at this? I know for dancers, it's very hard to say that, because we're like, oh no, no, this is nearly as perfect as it should be, right? But if there was one thing that you would be like, I like how I do this, what would that be?
Okay, I feel like I was recently thinking about this, and I think I have a good understanding of just ballet technique in general, and I think that the way I can like think about it and apply it to my body, I think it's a good match. And also, I'm starting to feel like I can also branch out with other dancers and like help people like deconstruct something or help them try to figure something out. So I feel like, yeah, I think I have a good grasp and understanding of like ballet technique. And within those things, like there are some things that I like doing a lot more. But I like most of it. There's only a few things I don't like doing in ballet. So yeah.
Tell us the tea. What is that?
Like hops on point. Like every day I pray that I don't have to do them.
Right. I know. I never
Or
do
or anything to the left. Anything, it's a no-go.
I know, left is a struggle. So I know I sent you this question, and you probably had time to think about it. If you could choose a dancer or a teacher or a coach that you would love to work with, dead or alive, who would that be?
Well, first of all, I feel very lucky because I feel like I've been able to work with a lot of amazing coaches. I feel like maybe some like crazy like Russian old school teacher would be fun. But I would love to work more with Loipa Araujo from ENB. Like I've taken her class and that was amazing. But like, yeah, no, she's at ENB, so I would definitely love to work with her more. I don't know.
I don't know. That's
Maria Baryshnikov, Margot Fontaine, Natalia Makarova.
Wouldn't they be wonderful if we can bring them back, some of them, just to pick their brains?
Like crazy.
Right.
I would also like a taste of how crazy they were.
I know. They had to be a little bit intense, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else that you'd like to share? Like, I don't know. Who's your favorite choreographer? What's your favorite piece of repertoire? Classical or neoclassical or contemporary? I recently saw you guys in Angels Atlas from Crystal Pite, and that was breathtaking. That was beautiful. So yeah,
She's amazing and amazing to work with. But I definitely like that. I don't. That's definitely not my forte. It's hard for me to. I understand her. Very hard for my body to to do it. Yeah, but it was amazing. We worked with Foresight, and that was like a dream. I think it was like one of the most incredible experiences that I've ever had. So it's definitely something that I can check off my bucket list.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so lightning round. As you know, I'm gonna ask a series of questions. Please, pretty much like a this or that kind of question. So I'm gonna ask them very fast, I hope. And you have to answer me very fast. So I don't want you to think about it. I want you to just like say whatever you think you're choosing over the other thing, and that'll be good. Are we good? Okay.
Okay.
Ready? So, tandis or plies?
Please.
Jumps or turns?
Both.
No, you can't say both. You have to choose one.
I like them equally. I like them equally.
Oh my goodness. You have to choose one
Okay,
all the time. Okay. Can you hear me well?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's give this a try. I'm going to start from the beginning. Don't think about it.
Yeah, I won't cheat. I won't choose both.
Yeah.
Got it.
You can't choose both. Okay. Ready. Tandis or plies?
Please.
Jumps or turns?
Jumps.
Giselle or Don Q? Come on.
Giselle.
Okay. Spring or fall? Spring. Okay.
Spring.
Perfect. Punches or flashes? Come on. Odile or Odette?
Odile.
There's a little bit of a delay. Poutine or salad?
Poutine.
Come on, don't think about it. You can't think about it. Chips or chocolate?
Chips.
Absolutely. I was hoping you will say that. Sylvie Guillem or Marilena Nunez?
Arnella Nunez.
I love her. She is so surreal. I don't know. What's your favorite ballet? Don't think about it. Don't think about
I don't have one anymore.
it. Okay. What's your least favorite ballet?
I'm not gonna say.
Oh my God. It can be a classical
Cats.
ballet, you know. Cats. What's your favorite variation?
I think about these things. I cannot just that I have done that I would like to.
That you have done. That you have done. Ding, 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 ding.
Actually, Flames of Paris. It's really fun.
Great. Great choice. Rubies or Serenade?
Serenade.
All right. Foresight or Crystal Pipe? Dun, dun, dun.
I think for me to do Foresight. Yeah.
Great. Awesome. Nureyev or Baryshnikov?
Baryshnikov.
I know that was an easy one. I'll choose that too. All right. I think that's it. I don't think I have any other questions. And
a good one.
Yeah, you like that one? I don't know. Is there anything else that you would like to share? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe just for dancers at home right now to make sure that they don't set any unrealistic expectations about staying in shape during the situation, like to take this time to like also rest and do other things that we don't usually have time to do. Listen to our bodies and then slowly like do some exercise regularly, you know. But when this is over, like possible to stay performance ready during this situation and stay positive and be kind to yourselves.
Great. I think that's great advice. And we should all remember that this too shall pass. And hi, Skylar. He says, I want to hear your story. We'll be posting all of these interviews on our Instagram TV. And yes, next Friday, we are having Heather Hudgen, principal dancer from the National Ballet of Canada. And on Sunday, we'll be having Katia Carranza, which is a principal dancer from Miami City Ballet. And yeah, so I think, Skylar, you can watch the whole interview maybe tomorrow. I'll put it live tomorrow. And I just want to say thank you to Selene for joining us. And I think her connection is, again, kind of finicky. Hi, Selene. Can you hear us? Selene. Anyway, I wanted to bring Selene in as our first star because she's a Mexican dancer who is dancing internationally and who's done a career for herself abroad. And I just want to say that I'm very happy that more and more Mexican dancers, and not only Mexican, but dancers from all over the world, are having the opportunity to just enjoy and learn from other cultures, from other schools. And like Selene said at the beginning of the interview, don't be afraid, because dance is definitely an international language. And I think if you have the passion, and I think you can do it. So thank you everyone for joining us at the fifth talking with the start. Sorry, I'm super ESL. And I think that'll be all for today. Thank you, Selene. If you guys have any questions for either Heather or Katia, please send them our way. And that is all for today. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Selene. And like I said, this will be live tomorrow on our Instagram TV. I'm tuning out. Thank you. Bye. Bye, guys.